What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to do a review about Transcendent Gamora. I know it's been a while, and I know I'm late to the party when it comes to Gamora as far as giving you guys my feedback on this character, but it's taken so long because, one, I've been trying to farm up enough resources to transcend her, and I really didn't want to do a review about a Tier 2 character. I've done that in the past where I'd get a uniform and I would just show you guys a review of a Tier 2 character, which doesn't really represent their power or where they're actually useful in the game. And since, that's where they're actually relevant, right? You need characters to be tier 3 and awakened before you can really show where they're actually good. Unfortunately, in Gamora's case, as awesome as she looks, I mean, this is a spectacular looking uniform. I mean, I love the detail of this thing. It is gorgeous. Man, she looks hoss. She just really isn't strong enough. And she really isn't, I mean, she's a proc friendly character, but you'll find you're not playing her optimally if you're playing with a proc. Now, I'm going to show you guys some runs with a proc, right? Just a simple 120% damage proc. I kept her pretty free to play friendly, and that is something that is nice about her. You can actually farm for her very, very easy and get her bios very easy. I do have her Mythical Uniform, and these are her uniform options. You got Hulkbuster here, Proxima, you have Nightcrawler, that's a bad one there, Arrow, that's terrible, and then you have Spider-Man, the stealth suit, which isn't very good at all. So she's got some bad uniforms, a couple decent ones, and her uniform effect is pretty awesome because it gives her that extra critical damage increase by 25%, which really signifies that she should be played with the Rage, and she really should. If you want to get the most out of this character, she is an ABX meta. That's what you should put on her, and that's exactly what I'm going to put on her. But I wanted to show you guys some runs just with her with a proc. At first, she does have guaranteed dodge, which helps her survivability on top of the heal that they gave her, and the guaranteed critical rate is really nice. And again, that just signifies Rage, right? Having guaranteed critical rate helps proc CTPs of Rage more often. As far as her build, she has 44,000 physical attacks. She has all max stats. Her ignore defense is only 10.10% shy, so it's more than good enough. And by the way, I just want to show something. She does have the Weapon Master tag, which is actually pretty cool, especially whenever you can team her up with Taskmaster. And I only have Mythic Physical Attack Urus. I really didn't want to put any other Urus on her until I could put a CTP of Rage on this character. And the thing that sucks about this character is, I mean, well, the good thing is you can cancel her Awakened Skill right away and get all the damage, all the buffs from this thing. That is awesome. Her passive is godly. Now, a little critique of mine is something that would have made her even better, because since she is just an ABX meta, it makes her kind of niche, right? And the fact that she is a super villain, and we'll get to that, right? Being a super villain kind of, it's hard for her to be played in certain game modes because of the restrictions that are allowed against Mephisto and Null. And if this would have applied to all allies, she would have gave an insane leadership to the speed types on top of the damaged allies. It would have made her even better because she could have been also a just tremendous support, and villains sorely need super strong supports. We've all seen what happened to the villains against Ultron. They need stronger supports, and I thought this was a really good opportunity for them to get one, but unfortunately they didn't. Now, she does have a lot of nice little buffs other than this, where she's got, increased 40% attack on her fifth skill with a 40% critical rate, the heal, which is awesome. She got the fourth skill that gives a 35% increase of attack, and she does have 5 seconds of immunity on the skill. She got 3 seconds of invincibility on the third skill, along with this 1% accumulation, which is awesome, guys. I mean, it really is. And she does have this insane leadership. But, Gamora is just, she's a bit, I don't want to say a letdown, because she is a strong character, and this is a godly upgrade for her. It really is, right? But, I mean, if you want to play her safe, literally all you want to do is go 3, Awaken Skill 4, 5, and put the proc on the 5. And I did some damage comparisons where I tried just going 3, 5, 4. But if you do, or I'm sorry, 3, 5, 4. But if you do 3, 5, 4, you got to let the 5 slam down before you go into the 5th skill. So you'd be like 3, 5, slam down, and then go into the 4th skill, and you see all that poison showing up, and it does some extra hits, right? But I did some damage comparisons, and honestly, there wasn't much difference between 3, 5, 4, or just canceling the 3, cancel the 4 into the 5. Right? And that's a much safer rotation. And since you can cancel her Awaken skill immediately, I feel like 3, 4, Awaken skill 5 is really the best way to go. You get all the buffs from the 5 and the 4 immediately. You get the accumulation immediately from the 3. And the reason the Rage is better is because you can let a lot of these skills play out, right? You can let this 5 play out right? Do all those hits and then go into your 4, and it's just going to be more optimal to play her that way than the way that, you know, we're going to be playing her today. You can do the 3-5 delay cancel 4 if you want, but you'll find sometimes that the proc will trigger early. It can be a bit of an annoying thing. Something else that I want you guys to note about Gamora, especially when it concerns World Boss Legend against Null specifically, is she has no ignore dodge. Right? I mean, she's got ignore dodge on her awaken skill. So if you're using her as like a kind of like a sub DPS or a semi DPS where you're using her with another awakened character and you're going back and forth between them, then she's going to work out really good because you'll have that ignore dodge up for that 10-second duration. And that's going to be pretty sweet. But if you're using her as a solo character, she's not going to have an ignore dodge. And unfortunately, whenever you reach villain stages against Mephisto and Null, there are no ignore dodge strikers. The only ignore dodge character that we have or leadership is Proxima, right? But why would you want to use that leadership when you got this insane leadership for Gamora? You're not going to want to use Proxima's leadership because you're going to want this. And the only way to augment her ignore dodge or give it to her is either give her a mighty CTP of destruction or brilliant CTP of destruction with the strike proc, or give her a CTP of energy. That's it. That's the only, that's how you have to do it, because she has no ignore dodge strikers in the villain stages. Now she just does a stage 6 power bang rock set. She isn't fully built. It's more of a free to play setup. And again, we got the 120% prog and a mythic uniform. So this is the thing that really sucks about her. So against Null, right? Against Null, the restrictions on her are ridiculous. So you can use her from stage 1 to 9, but once you go from 10, you cannot use her again all the way up until 35, where you can use villains. So she's got to be pretty damn strong in order to do this. Now, granted, I got 120% proc, and I don't have a fully awakened ISO weight set. Those two things are really hindering my damage, but this will give you an idea of how strong she is. And again, we don't want to use Proxima's leadership, right? Because we don't want to lose this leadership, right? I'd rather have this leadership with the 2 supports instead of having Proxima, right? Because then I'm going to lose that. But I would still get the extra, damage to supervillains by 35% with Proxima. It's one of them deals where it really, really sucks with the villains not having any ignore dodge strikers. I really wish they had some. And I'm just going to show you guys, without strikers, how much damage she actually does. Now, remember, we do get 70% ignore dodge on the awakened skill, right? It's going to last for 10 seconds, but we're not going to have any ignore dodge after that, right? And really, Netmarble needs to give us more ignore dodge passives and things like that. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that, right? And you guys can take a look at the damage, right? Now, this is not bad. That's not bad damage. That is not bad. It's not bad at all. And sometimes I do notice, like if you go 3, 5, 4, we're like, we'll try it right now. You go 3, 5, 4, you will get a little bit more damage sometimes. Like right there, it looked like we did a little bit more damage, but it's really, really tricky whenever you do it like that. And she does get interrupted because she only has 3 seconds of invincibility on that 3rd skill. Now, if I was running a CTP of energy, right, then, maybe we could do this. Maybe we could do this. The other thing about her, and this is kind of, it's kind of niche for a lot of people's accounts, is that our proc actually was canceled. And that's why I don't like to do the 3-5-4. If you do 3-5 or 3-4-5, it always lands on the 5th skill. And like I said, the damage is virtually the same. Whoops. We definitely didn't want to do that. There we go. And as you guys can tell, I mean, she is running behind, right? But that's kind of be expected. I mean, when you're doing this high of a stage, you really do need to have optimal builds. You really do need to have fully awakened sets and, a high damage proc, at least a 200% or 180% damage proc on your character, where I'm just using 120%, right? And if you guys want, I can definitely do another video where she's, more optimal, where she's got a rage on her. Okay, and now against Null, you don't really have to worry too much about dying, even at stage 35. Against Mephisto, it's a different story. Mephisto's burn damage, that chip damage, is ridiculous against her, even though she is a speed type. But as you guys can tell, we're 2 minutes into this fight, and we got a long ways to go. We need to do 10 more bars before we can actually clear this. Now, if I did have a CTP of energy, and I had that extra ignore dodge, right? with a 200% damage proc, more than likely we would be able to do this, right? We would be able to do this with 25% pierce. But this is the thing about this character, right? You know, players are going to look at her for War Boss Legend and think, man, I can use her from stage 1 to 9, and that might be useful for some players, but then I can't use her again until stage 35. And that really sucks, guys. That is a crapper, right? So if you take a look at Mephisto, where she actually has a type advantage against because she is a speed type, right? Well, you can use it from stage 1 to 9, right? Just like Null, right? 1 to 9 has no restrictions. But once you go to 10, you cannot use this character again all the way up until, I mean, look at this. Look at this combat. You can't use her all the way up until stage 40. 40! So you got to have some damn strong characters in order to do this. Now, I don't have her type enhancement level up. If I did, she'd actually do a lot better against Mephisto. But I'll show you how she does against this opponent right now. I'll show you the kind of damage she can do. We will use these physical damage increased strikers. Maybe they're not the best strikers, but you guys will get the drift. You'll get the idea. Again, we're just using 120% damage proc, right? I'm just trying to give you an idea of her power level, right? So here we go. Well, I mean, not too bad, but we got to really be careful of the chip damage. I mean, that crap is nasty. Okay. There, I screwed up. I actually canceled the 5 too fast. I was going to try to do the 3-5-4. So we're just going to go 3-4-5 now. That's just a much safer rotation in all honesty. When you don't want to get caught in that damn thing, you seriously want to stay the hell away from that. Now here we don't have to worry about ignore dodge, so that's actually nice, thank God. You know, where she actually has a type advantage, we don't need ignore dodge. So let's pick this up here, pick this 2 up, pick this 3 up, 4, and then we'll go to the 5, and rock and roll, right? And if I had my type enhancement up, she would do better. Obviously, she's going to do a lot more damage. All right, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Okay. Get away from that, get away from that, get away from that. That thing will almost kill us instantly, too, by the way. I do like how she kind of follows them around a little bit. Her proc came pretty late there. That is definitely what you don't want. It is nice that she's got that immunity on the 4 that really helps her from getting debuffed. But let's see how we do here. We're probably going to die right now. Well, not quite, not quite. But as you guys can tell, man, we are running too slow, right? She's not doing it. And I wouldn't expect her to, right? I wouldn't expect her to do stage 40 with 120% damage proc. I really wouldn't. But I kind of would have expected a little bit more. You know, that's kind of the thing. And, you know, I hate it when Netmarble does this. They give us a character that's mainly just for ABX, and that's pretty much it, right? They have to be played with a rage. Now, there is a nice little counter argument to where if we ever get a Reforged Rage, which we more than likely will, I mean, I think Ultron kind of shows us that we're going to probably get some of those things. She's going to be even better, right? Because a Rage will be actually more relevant against an opponent like Ultron. But because of these restrictions, right? Because of these villain restrictions, I mean, you know, you have to go all the way to stage 35 against Null before you can actually use her again after stage 9, and then you got to go all the way up to stage 40 against Mephisto. I mean, characters really need to be super strong whenever you can't use them until you get to those high levels. That's the thing that hurts her a lot. She's a pretty strong character, but, you know, she's not top tier by any means. She's top tier meta as far as ABX, but not in World Boss Legend, and that is a shame. That is a shame. Really think they could have done a little bit more. I really think that if they'd made this passive here apply to all allies, it would have made her a lot better because it would have made her an extra support, right? More people would be incentivized to have this uniform for the support in World Boss. Granted, she is a villain, but still, it would have been really, really nice. And let me look at something here. I mean, she does have the agility tag, so she could get used as a support for agility against Null, way up in the stage. I can't remember what stage it is, but you need agility, I think at 45 or something. I can't remember off the top of my head. but that would have made her a lot better, right? But I'm going to be, bumping up her ISO 8 set. I'm going to be equipping a Rage on her later on for ABX to see how she does against there. I already know she's, the top tier meta. There's been plenty of videos out there to show us all that she is the meta. She is the new Kingdom Come. But the thing that sucks about her is she has paralysis, but she doesn't have silence, right? She has no silence. And as far as I can tell, she has no burn, which sucks. That's something else they could have done for her, right? So you gotta do the old switcheroo whenever you're playing with this character. Well, not really. I mean, we do have Black Cat, so I mean, we'll see how that plays out. So let me know if y'all would like to see her with the CTP of Rage to see how high she can actually go. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.